the bones, and beyond. East. Beyond Vers Dothrak and the mother of mountains, the grasslands give way to rolling plains and woods, and the earth beneath the traveler's feet turns hard and stony, and begins to climb upward, ever upward. The hills grow wilder and steeper, and soon enough the mountains appear in the far distance, their great peaks seeming to float against the eastern sky. Blue-gray giants, so huge and jagged and menacing that even Lomas Longstrider, that dauntless wanderer, if his tales be true, lost heart at the sight of them, believing that he had at last reached the ends of the earth. The ancestors of the Dothraki and the other horse peoples of the grasslands knew better, for some remembered crossing those mountains from the lands that lay beyond. Did they come west in hopes of fairer fields and plenty, or in search of conquest? Or were they fleeing before some savage foe? Their tales do not agree, so we may never know. But of their travails we may be certain, for they left their bones behind to mark their passing. The bones of men, the bones of horses, the bones of giants and camels and oxen, of every sort of beast and bird and monster, all can be found amongst these savage peaks. From them the mountains take their name, the Bones. Tallest of all the mountain ranges in the known world, from the Sunset Sea to Ashai by the Shadow, the Bones extend from the Shivering Sea to the Jade Sea, a wall of twisted rock, sharp stone, stretching more than 500 leagues from north to south and 100 leagues from east to west. Deep snows crown the northern Bones, whilst sandstorms oft scour the peaks and valleys of their southern sisters, carving them into strange shapes. In the long leagues between, thundering rivers roar through deep canyons, and small caves open on the vast caverns and sunless seas. And however inimical the Bones might seem to those who do not know them, they have been home to men and stranger things over the centuries. Even the snow-capped northernmost peaks, known as Krasaj Zaska, or White Mountains in the Dothraki tongue, where the cold winds come howling off the shivering sea winter and summer, were once home to the Jolgwyn, the stone giants, massive creatures said to have been twice as large as the giants of Westeros. Alas, the last of the Jolgwyn disappeared 1,000 years ago. Only their massive bones remain to mark where they once roamed. 1,000 roads lead into the Bones, wise men say, from Karth to Qohor, but only 3 lead out. As impassable as the Bones appear from afar, there are indeed hundreds of footpaths, goat tracks, game trails, stream beds, and slopes by which travelers, traders, and adventurers may find their way into the heart of the mountains. In certain places, ancient carved steps and hidden tunnels and passages exist for those who know how to find them. Yet many of these paths are treacherous, and others are dead ends or traps for the unwary. Small parties, well armed and well provisioned, may make their way through the Bones by myriad ways when led by a guide who knows the dangers. Armies, trading caravans, and men alone, however, are well advised to stay to the main routes, the 3 great mountain passes that bridge the worlds of east and west: the Steel Road, the Stone Road, and the Sand Road. The Steel Road, so named for all the battles it has seen, and the Stone Road both originate in Vaes Dothrak, the former running almost due east beneath the highest peaks, the latter curving southeast, joining the old Silk Road at the ruins of Yenishar, called Vaes Jinni by the Horse Lords, before beginning its climb. Far south of these, the Sand Road passes through the southern Bones, sometimes called the Dry Bones, for water is scarce there. and surrounding deserts connecting the great port city of Karth with market city Tiki, the gateway to the east. Even along these well-traveled routes, crossing the bones remains grueling and hazardous, and safe passage comes at a price. For on the far side of the mountains stand three mighty fortress cities, last remnants of the once great patrimony of Hirkun. Bayasabad, the city of serpents, guards the eastern end of the sand road, and exacts tribute from all those who seek to pass. The stone road, with its deep defiles and endless narrow switchbacks, passes beneath the walls of Semiriana, a grey stone city carved into the very rock of the mountains it defends. In the north, fur-clad warriors ride the steel road over swaying bridges and through underground passageways, escorting caravans to and from Kayakanaya, whose walls are black basalt, black iron, and yellow bone. The three fortress cities began as true forts, outposts and garrisons raised up by the patriarchs of Hirkun to guard the western marches of their realm against the brigands, outlaws, and wild men of the bones, and the savages who dwelt beyond them. Over the centuries, however, the citadels grew into cities, whilst Hirkun itself withered into dust, as its lakes and rivers dried away and its once fertile fields turned to desert. Today the heartland of Hirkun is the great sand sea, a vast wasteland of restless dunes, dry riverbeds, and ruined forts and towns baking beneath the sun. Water is said to boil away. It is so hot in the deep, southern portions of the sea. Beyond the great sand sea, another world awaits. The further east, a vast land of plains and hills and river valleys that seem to have no end, where strange gods rule over stranger peoples. Many great cities and proud kingdoms have risen and flourished and fallen here since the dawn of days. Most of these are little known in the West, even their very names long forgotten. Only the broadest outlines of the histories of the further east are known to the citadel, and even in those tales they have come west to us, over long leagues of mountains and deserts. There are many omissions, gaps, and contradictions, making it all but impossible to say with any certainty what portion is true, and what portion has arisen from the fevered imaginings of singers, storytellers, and wet nurses. Yet the oldest and greatest of the Eastern civilizations endures to our present day. The ancient, glorious, golden empire of Yi Ti.